Think about your morning routine. Chances are you approach your face the same way you'd approach a dirty kitchen counter. You apply harsh cleansers, strip away the oil, and try to obliterate every microbe in sight. But instead of fixing the problem, this aggressive sanitizing approach usually triggers a backlash. You end up dealing with chronic redness, severe irritation, or a sudden massive overproduction of the exact oil you just washed away. Why does wiping out the bad elements on our faces make breakouts and skin conditions worse? The answer comes down to a biological misunderstanding. Treating the skin as a sterile, inanimate object triggers a localized ecological disaster on what is essentially an alien planet. When you look in the mirror, you see pores, texture, and dryness. But right on top of you is an entirely invisible world operating in real time. Every square centimeter is teeming with life. We're talking about thousands to millions of bacterial cells, fungi, and microscopic mites, forming complex communities that constantly negotiate with your body. To fix our skin, we have to stop acting like janitors trying to disinfect a room and start acting like ecologists managing a complex biome. Managing that biome starts with mapping the territory. We tend to think of our skin as one uniform surface, but it is actually a highly varied geographic map. Take a look at this topographical map of the human body. Your forearms act like a dry desert, while underarms form moist valleys cultivating different microbial life. Then the oily cities. The face and chest act as nutrient-dense hubs, attracting specialized microbes. Because the geography changes so drastically, the microorganisms living there are forced to adapt. They behave differently based entirely on the specific local conditions they inhabit. Applying the same aggressive treatment to every zone ignores these biological needs. A product designed for an oily city can strip the fragile defenses of a dry desert, triggering the very irritation you were trying to avoid. Inside those oily cities, you'll find microbes like cutibacterium acnes. While often blamed for breakouts, these organisms are actually partners, naturally adapted to live deep inside your hair follicles. This diagram shows a cross-section of a hair follicle. The abstract microbes inside perform lipid metabolism. They consume human sebum and convert those lipids into beneficial free fatty acids. These fatty acids maintain the skin's acidic pH, a protective shield that actively repels harmful external pathogens. This relationship is called symbiosis. A microbe's presence is not a threat by itself. In a healthy state, it is a necessary component of your body's chemical defense system. So what happens when that peaceful biological negotiation breaks down? Usually, it starts with an environmental shift, like using a harsh cleanser, overwashing, or experiencing high physical stress. When you aggressively strip away the protective lipid barrier, your skin rapidly loses water. This sudden dehydration sends immediate panic signals straight to your immune system. The barrier cracks, moisture drops, and the immune system flares up. Because the environment is now damaged, the same microbes that were previously helpful suddenly become triggers for inflammation. That microscopic panic translates directly to the physical symptoms you see in the mirror. It shows up as active acne, flaking, intense redness, and a slow healing process. These visible symptoms emerge because the ecosystem has crashed, making the presence of a single microbe far less important than the overall loss of balance. You cannot disinfect your way into healthy biology. By continuously fighting your skin, you are actively dissolving your own defensive borders. We need to change how we handle skincare. We must stop asking how to aggressively kill bacteria and start asking how to repair and rebuild the skin's barrier architecture. Your skin requires strategic support. That means creating an environment that normalizes how your cells handle lipids and naturally calms the immune response, rather than continuously scrubbing away the surface layer. It is time to drop the weapons. Abandon the daily war against your own oils and bacteria, and instead form a working alliance with your body's natural biology. What you see in the mirror is the outer shell of an entire civilization. True clarity, hydration, and resilience only happen when that microscopic world is at peace.